Welcome to an MTGO Academy Eldritch Moon draft with me, Dennis, from Windmill Slam. And I think we're going to start off this pack by looking at our rare, as per usual, which is not amazing. It is Permeating Mass. It's a card that's incredibly annoying, that's for sure, but it's not something I'm actually interested in picking. A card I am interested in picking, however, is this Somberwald Stag. Somberwald Stag is a 5-mana 4/3 that fights something when it comes in, so it'll often chew up a 2-drop or a 3-drop, which is something I'm very interested in doing. Ulvenwald Captive down here is also a very good card that I'm very interested in. If we can perhaps wield this Bloodbriar, this Cultist, this Dragon, we can be pushed into like a blue-green... I don't think we'll wield a Captive, but that would be amazing. We can push towards a blue-green Emerge deck, but Somberwald Stag is a reasonable place to start for anybody. I think a reasonable place to go from there is into this Emrakul's Evangel. Emrakul's Evangel is a card I've had a reasonable amount of success with. I've only been able to activate the ability once, but what it did at the time was it upgraded my creatures into 3/2s, because a lot of them are 1/1s and 2/2s. It works really well in the Emerge deck, where you have cards that die and give you bonuses, like Exultant Cultist, or the 4-mana O2 that gives you a token. You sack the O2 to get another token. Of course, this also produces a token. It works well with the white card, the Sentry, that also, when it dies, makes another token. It makes 2 tokens with this. Other good cards, Keswick Proud I've been impressed with. Drag's Call Shieldmate's a strong card, but I think Emrakul's Evangel is kind of... maybe this is where we want to be going. And on that note, bingo, bango, bongo, Bloodbriar is amazing. Now hang on. There is just a murder in the pack. And a third pick murder has got to be some kind of signal, doesn't it? A third pick murder, that's pretty nutty, I think. And I think I might be a fool not to take that. Now, Black-Green is not a deck I've been impressed with, or really run into very much, to be honest with you. But murder is murder. You know, maybe we will this one. You know, murder is murder. I think I have to take it. I'm not entirely happy with that. Here I'm going to take this Mockery of Nature. Our green cards so far are rather good, honestly, so I would like to play both of these. And Mockery of Nature is fine. Primal Druid's good in the Emerge deck, but you want to pick up some Emerge cards as well. Mockery of Nature is not necessarily an Emerge card that I'm super high on, but you know, a 6/5 is pretty big, and man, a lot of black cards here. Literally, we're what? 4 picks in, and there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black cards in the pack. And this is obviously a dense black pack to begin with, but even so, I don't think Cthulhu Land is something I'm interested in. Like I was talking about, there's a couple of cards in the set that really benefit you from having your things die, and if you, especially if they're sacrificed, you know, there's a couple of cards that benefit from that. The Foul Emissary, I know that's only for Emerge, but Bloodbriar, you know, you cast this on opponent with a Bloodbriar, they're just laughing. I think I probably want Borrow Malevolence or Certain Death. I think I'll Borrow Malevolence. Borrow Malevolence is a flexible enough card that I think I would like to try it here. Here, our only options really are this Primal Druid or this Weirded Vampire. Primal Druid is good in Emerge, and there is an abundant Maw in black in Emerge, but Emerge is really a blue thing. That being said, I'm going to take it. You know, maybe things still pan out for the blue-green deck. Fabled Foulbloods is a reasonable card I'm pretty happy to play. Just put in the deck, you know. Gavin Unhallowed, similarly. This is Primal Druid's art, but Gavin Unhallowed is a card that goes well in a lot of decks, and a deck where things are going to be dying. This and this and this. You know, that's a card I'm interested in. Bloodbriar, still good, and it wheeled, which is not irrelevant. You know, we could jump ship on these black cards. There's only 4 of them. That being said, we only have 5 green cards. Well, green cards are, you know, Murder is obviously probably the best card we have right now. Somberwald Stag and Emrakul's Evangel probably together are worth a Murder, but Murder is definitely our strongest card right now. I'd say it's a first pickable card, absolutely. But if we open like a Lashweed Lurker, I am just taking it. I think I'm just taking it. And I think I'm doing the whole. So we've got some good components of a blue-green. Or the green half of a blue-green deck. You know, these are all really good in an Emerge deck. The black does seem to be flowing pretty freely, and if that means we get another third pick murder, I mean, I don't think I can turn that down. Gonna take probably another Gavnian Hallowed. Could take this Field Creeper, in case you do end up blue-green. This is just a playable card no matter what. But Gavnian Hallowed I've had actually reasonable success with, and I've played against it in a couple of the paper drafts I've done, and it's pretty annoying. Okay, we've got the Mornwillow now. You know, I don't really understand this card. I don't really understand what it's doing. But a 3-mana 3/2 haste, that's a good card, you know? If we get some more zombies. Why isn't this a zombie? If we get some zombies, I would not be upset about playing that. I mean, these are zombies. These are zombies. Is this green thing a zombie? No, it's a plant elemental. Like I was saying, Evangel is strong with this Gavnian Halloweds. If you sack this and another thing, you know, these turn into 4/6s, and that's no joke. I really don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with this Mornwillow. I really don't know. So the pick here, like, Spirit of the Hunt is fine and all that. 3-mana 3/3 flash, that's potent. Abundant Maw, great in the deck we're building so far. Boon of Emrakul, very strong. But the card here that Wolf Volcapt as well. Wow, the card is a very strong pack. The card here that leaps out at me at just being unbelievable is Clear Shot. Clear Shot is insane. Clear Shot is right up there with Murder, if you ask me. I think I'm going to be taking it. I'm going to be pretty happy about it. Distended Mindbender is very strong. I've come up against this card and come a bit on the wrong end of it a couple times, and it messed me up pretty hard. That being said, Ruthless Disposal is strong, and Boon of Emrakul is also strong. But I think I want to take and try the little Mindbender here. You know, we've got a Bloodbriar, we've got a couple of things that care about things dying. I think I want to try the Mindbender. Plus it's foil, so, you know, bonus points there. Card I want here is probably this It of the Hard Swarm. Keep pumping up this Emerge thing. Maybe we wheel that Abundant Maw, we just build a black-green Emerge deck. You know, all the blue cards that care about dying, the Exultant Cultist and all that, can be supplemented with Gavnian Halloweds. That kind of thing. Pardon me. Pardon me. I'm pretty happy the way this has panned out so far, if I'm honest. Oh, pardon. Prey Upon, is this a Prey Upon kind of deck? Might be. We've got a lot of beefers that we can get out pretty early. I mean, any deck where this... I mean, this card's always insane, but they got the same kind of decks. I just want more early drops. I want a Graph Rats for emerging with. Maybe. I'm going to take the Prey Upon. Prey Upon's Prey Upon, you know. A little sad about that now that there's this Midnight Scavengers here. But I'm going to take the Midnight Scavengers in the event that... Allied Maniac was the card I was thinking of earlier. I couldn't remember. It of the Hard Swarm, very strong. Well, it's actually not very strong. It's probably it's your real backup Emerge card. But I'm going to take this Midnight Scavengers. It is, like I said, it's pretty good if you're sacking stuff to get it back. And if we do get a late pick Graph Rats, which is not unreasonable, we can just chuck it in there. Probably just want the Dragoon rather than that It of the Hardest one, I think, there. Two of these in here. Probably just want another Dragoon. Do I want to Prey Upon? I want to Prey Upon, actually. We wield both Spirit of the Hunt and Abundant Maw. So, we want the extra Emerge card, which is actually pretty good. I quite like this card. Or do we want the 3/3 Flash for 3? Now, getting a card out of this is not impossible. There's a lot of 2/3s in the format. You need to kind of be on the draw for that to happen. You don't really have very many other wolves. You have this. I think I just want the Abundant Maw. It's good enough with Gavnian Hallowed and Bloodbriar. I think I just want that. Hope I'm not crazy for that. We didn't get that Graph Rats. And I've melded this thing before, and it's been pretty potent. Let me tell you. You can play those. Things that are on the chopping block now are this, and probably this, honestly. It feels so bad to cut a gold card in your colors, but I just don't understand what this card's supposed to do. It's so underpowered. So underpowered. 3-mana 3/2 haste is fine. You know, I'm not knocking that as a card. I don't know what this ability is supposed to be. At all. I don't know why this isn't PG control game menace until end of turn. Honestly. I'm sure it was at some point in development. We got some strong spells. We got a little bit of funky synergy. We got some strong spells. We got a clear shot and stuff. By the way, Courier seems kind of perfect in this deck. Good 3-drop. Good payoff if you sack it. You know, you go turn 3 Bye-Bye Courier, turn 4 Mindbender. It's pretty potent. Here. Been quite impressed with Threatened Gargoyle. It's a strong card, I found. It's good for our Delirium cards, which are just really this and this at the moment, I think. Other than that, I'd be taking a Throttle. Which, when we have 2 Prey Pawns, a Clear Shot and Murder, I don't think we need the Throttle. I'm going to take the Threatened Gargoyle here. It's pretty useless with a merge, but it's just a card I like to have. You know, 1 mana 2/2. That'll often trade for their 2 or 3 drop. Great. And then in the late game, if you draw it, or if it just survives the late game, flips into a 4/2 flyer, that's a pretty potent threat. I'm a big fan of Threatened Gargoyle. Big, big fan. Ulvenwald Captive, actually. Lets us cast a merge things pretty early, you know. Presumably Ghoulclaw's Accomplice is what we're looking for here. Get it in the bin. Then make things end with Deathcap Cultivator. I'm very excited about. Just a mana dork. That's great. Great for us. Happy about that. Let's cut the bottom one once. Man, we have so many creatures here. I'm gonna cut this Morn Willow. As sad as that makes me feel, I have to cut the Morn Willow, I think. Eight of the Hard Swarm, actually I hadn't really thought about this, is really good with Emrakul's Evangel. Take those 1/1s into 3/2s, get you know, a couple of Death Triggers for this thing and this. That's spicy. Currently don't really have any clues, and we have the Biowaker. I guess that's about it. 3-mana 2/4 might be something I'm just interested in playing, though. I'll take it. Watching them is a card I'd like to have, possibly in the board, because the rest of our deck seems pretty tight. My last comment is really just to get back things we've emerged for a little bit of value. You know, it's just a bigger Gravedigger. And Gravedigger is a great card in this kind of deck, so. Briarbridge Patrol, I like quite a lot, actually. I quite like this card. I mean, it might make more sense to take one of these. I think this slots into our curve a little better, and I think it definitely fits better in the deck than some of these other things we have. Vessel of Nascency. If you have more Delirium, I'd be happy to play this. I mean, it digs for some stuff, which is good, and you can fix your mana, and it fills up your bin for our Scavengers. But kind of meh. The card I don't want here is probably this Graphimal. I think these are all better than the 3-mana 2/4. Our deck seems reasonably aggressive, surprisingly. I mean, we have with all these 8 and 9 drops. I mean, we are realistically casting them all, like, you know, somewhere like that. This kind of deck probably wants a lot of creatures. 4 spells is a little less than I would have thought, but I mean, when 3 of those are pseudo fight cards, I'll always play 1 Confront the Inelic. That card's a really good thing to have in your deck. Something that's not as good to have in your deck is probably this a lot of Emerge. We've got 2 actual mana dorks. I don't know if I need this Primal Druid. I kind of like the way this deck has panned out. These Gavnian Halls are going to be doing serious work, I think. Maybe that Primal Druid is better, just better than Confront the Unknown. We don't need that Confront the Unknown. I like the card draw that that card gives you. I mean, we can technically have 2 tokens. 2 clues, rather. But if it's only ever going to be +1/+1, it's really not, you know, that exciting. Like, it's a fine card, +1/+1 and get a clue. Sorry, just a sec. Yeah, it's a fine card, a +1/+1, get a clue, but, you know, it's not something to be excited about, and I think Primal Druid plays a better role in the deck with all this stuff up here. So I'm pretty happy with this, the way this panned out. This seems like a little bit of a stick-out card, but it's just a nice card to have in your deck, I think. It's just something you can always play, always relevant. Like I said, I'm sad not to be playing our gold card, but, you know, I just think everything in our deck's better than it. I don't understand why this card exists, and I'm very disappointed in it. We actually have... Oh, Chaplain's Blessing snuck in there. So let's chuck some lands in. 10-7. Seems pretty reasonable. Murder is, you know, a little awkward, but Cultivator makes black mana as well, and, you know, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other black cards, plus... Oh, I suppose the Mindbender has 2. Do we ever need double green? We never need double green except for this number 1 stack. But I still think 10-7 is correct, you know. Maybe 9-8's better. Maybe 9-8's better. Just because of this and murder. You know, I want to be able to cast murder. Like, you know, people spend a lot of time debating over decisions like this, but at the end of the day, there's actually a tiny, tiny difference. I think 9-8's more what we want, because we only ever really need a single green. So, yeah. Let's see how this pans out. Round 1 now. And we would love to play first, I think. And this is the kind of hand that we can keep because we have something like Flavouring Gargoyle. Which means that if we get to survive a little bit, you know, this hand's pretty good. If we draw some lands, we get to play a Bloodbriar and a Gavnian Hallowed, and then our Emerge cards really start coming into their own. And I think Flavouring Gargoyle is the card that lets us buy a little bit of time there. Now, obviously, if we just draw 3 more Emerge cards or 5 drops off the top of our deck, we're in bad shape. But if we get lands like that because we're pros, then we're kind of cooking. Then we are kind of cooking. That's fine. Player has no cards in hand. Okay, I assume everyone's going to want to empty their own hand there. I guess Bloodbriar. Now, obviously, very awkward to be sacking your Bloodbriar to get rid of the Hard Swarm. Not something I'm overly interested in. Prey Upon, though. I might be praying something at some stage. How I'm gonna deal with you. Knock, 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 knock the beat. I just don't know. If you want a 3-2, I think you can have it. Mockery of Nature zaps that loop and prototype pretty good if we draw it as well. If we hit a land here, we can play out of the Hard Swarm. We did hit the land. But I'd rather have Gavnian Hallowed down first. The answer is yes. The answer is obviously yes. I'm going to play Gavnian Hallowed. I'm going to block pretty aggressively with a Flaming Gargoyle here as well. Because if it dies, we get a counter on the Gavnian Hallowed. And then next turn, all things going well, I will be sacking our 3 Foul Bloods to our Out of the Hard Swarm to get a counter on this and a counter on this and make a bunch of small things. And when those small things trade off or block in whatever any way, this grows, and then we're kind of rolling. If we draw a line, we can even prey upon, you know, this with this, which is pretty nice. That actually would be a sweet play if we could do that. And pretty soon our Gavnian Hallowed is just going to outgrow this Lupin prototype. But a land here would be ideal. Look at that. What did I tell you? Cast the Merge. Sacrifice these. I guess if we're not attacking. No, I can't. Because I guess if we're not attacking, we should attack with the Foul Bloods first, but that's not smart. Because we need them. But we can't afford to have that trade, because then what are we sacking? Kaplunk, 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 kaplunk. Now our 3/5 gets in pretty good. This can't block. So we've got a 1, 2, 3 damage here. I guess he can block and trade this and a shock for this. I mean, how sad are we about that, really? Much more likely he just takes the 3 here. Or maybe we could have blocked with that, maybe. Again, now need to be careful not to empty our hand if avoidable. But I mean, if we draw a land, we just hold it then. It's simple as that. Force our opponent to empty theirs to get that loop and prototype online. A 4/4 trample. Okay, we can just chuck out an 8 of the Hard Swarm in front of that. We'd be pretty okay with it, I think. Another Unhallowed. That's a spicy draw. Let's get that down. And I think we come in with our 4/4. And if it trades, it grows our 2 Unhalloweds. If it doesn't, our opponent takes 4. Okay, that's fine too. Any of our emerge cards are nut straws right now. Probably have to chuck an 8 of the Hard Swarm or a something like that under them, but that's not that bad at all. Oh, he sacked the instantly in it. I was like, what's going on? Yeah, we're trading as much as possible here. Just get these unhalloweds nice and huge. Yeah, see, our opponent's stuck here, really. So we just hold this in our hand now. Or we play it and flip this. Like, that's not bad either. I think that might be what I want to do. Opponent's getting kind of low here. I assume they got some kind of instant here. Otherwise, I don't know why they wouldn't just be attacking us. Or emptying at their hand for this thing. Am I really? First strike or something? Avison? No. 7. The instant that deals 1 million damage to things. Oh no, I just flipped it. Whoops, didn't think that through at all. Okay, then you take 4 and our stuff grows. It's not so bad. I totally did not think about him flipping that at all. That was really dumb of me. Could chuck these insects in front of here to just grow this. Grow our Gavnian Hollows. I don't think that's insane. Give them both those two. Give them both 2+1/+1 counters. And then if I chuck like this in front of it, I guess he can just give +1 so. Yeah, I mean he still deals all the damage here, but you know our Gavnian Hollows get huge. What is he doing? Oh, it's the draft exporting. Sorry. Oh, he's just pumping this load, so that's fine. Sure. And then I assume he's got a 3-drop. Ooh, uncaged tree. Are we dead? No, not quite. Good thing we blocked, though. Good thing we blocked. That's pretty good. Can't actually cast it without attacking like this or something. This counts clues as well, by the way, which is pretty nice. We put 4. I'm trying to think how I can not die to this here. That might have been stupid because these creatures all have to be blocked. Well, it doesn't do anything. No, that's your 5/5 attack, but that's not even that good, yeah. This just pops off the 5/5 pretty nicely. Grow, grow, grow is a 6/5. Okay, now we need to do some serious thinking because all our opponent's creatures are lethal. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So we have to block everything. And we pass has to double block that jump back injured. So we may actually just be dead. In fact, we are. If he attacks everything, we just die. So what if we attack with everything? Our creatures are not all lethal. The flying guy's getting through, which makes the other 3 lethal, but he has to block all 3 of them. He blocks with, you know, anything. I mean, the thing is here, if he attacks, he just pours all his mana into this, we just die. Right? Because he pours 1, 2, 3, 4 mana into it. So that, and then, yeah. But we'll see if he doesn't see the line. Oh, no. You on you. No, hang on. We're not dead here. Because you can't do this and this, right? Hang on. Okay, well, look, this has to be blocked. This has to be blocked. This has to be blocked. And these both have to be blocked. Like this. But then if he pours all his mana into this, we die. Well, maybe he doesn't do it. Yep, you got me. Where's a murder when you need it, huh? Tight game, though. Tight game. See if we can't do a little better this time. Would love to play first. The deck seems to work, though. Our opponent's draw just kind of matched up pretty well against ours. I'll keep this. It's a turn 3 one of these. That's pretty potent. Got both our colors. It's going to presumably draw into a bunch of emerge cards, which is what we want. What? Oh. I hate this card. I don't know why everyone's playing this. Okay. Oh, I turn 3 one of these is a lot better. I think. And for 1, it doesn't trade for the Bold Impaler, whereas the Bold Impaler plus 3 mana does trade for the Briar Bridge Patrol. I'll play a lot of you next turn. Play Briar Bridge and Thraben Gargoyle next turn, and the following turn if you draw another land, flip Thraben Gargoyle, and then flip this guy. We're kind of cooking there. Ooh, Abundant Maw. Hang on now. Let me see what we can do here. Probably still just play these, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. Trade them aggressively. Grow our Gavnian Halloweds. Our opponent cannot block here, probably. So I'm coming at you for 2. Why, really? That guy? Yeah. Kill both our guys. I mean, still 2 for 2. Plus our Gavnian Hallowed gets giant now. Haven't got a clue. It's not really that bad at all. Can cast this through this, but I think I'd rather just do this. Definitely would. Next turn, if we hit a land, this can transform itself using its own power. And at that point, we can just use it to cast all of our merge cards, which is pretty nice. You can't attack, so I'm going to smash you with my 4/6. I'm going to leave this back. Okay. Blomp. You're pretty good. You get back this. Could just cast Abundant Maw here. Not unreasonable at all. Can play Midnight Scavengers and Thriving Gargoyle also. That's pretty good. Attack with this. Could play Dragoon and sack it to Abundant Maw to grow this. Because it's still only 7 toughness, but I would trade for both of these. I think I like this better. I think I like Midnight Scavenger's Thriving Gargoyle a little better. Could have tapped my mana better than played the Dragoon as well this turn actually, but I kind of want to leave this 4/6 back. Yes. I'm actually going to bash in with the 4/6. The trades for this, how bad is that really? My opponent can't just take it, so. See, like, this is fine. Makes our guy 5/7 as well. Next turn we can flip into a 4-power flyer, we can play an Abundant Maw, grow everything again. All strong plays. Do I just trade? Like, I just do this and then play these? Do I bite? I mean, I smell an Uncaged Fury is my only concern here. That's still a 2 for 2 though. No, I'm gonna do this. Nice big 6/8 there. It's pretty good. Trades. I supposed to get greedy and eat that. No, it's a trade. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Drain you. And play a 2/2 that can gain flying. And now you're in bad shape. Cool. Much more efficient that time. Anything here I want to be putting in? Not hugely. I think I'm good. Need a forest. If we get a forest, it's amazing. Well, and I want the draw. Plus, any one land gets access to murder and pile blood. So I think I'm going to keep this 2-lander on the draw. A little risky, but you know, mulligan into 6 is also risky. So forest, look at that. Oh, skill game, ladies and gentlemen. Skill game. Magic of the Gathering. No play on turn 2. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, so we drew that. Nice, 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 nice. Murder is first big thing. Come at me, bro. You got it. I'm stuck on mono red. Can play as Gavian Hollow now. Opponent loots, that's fine. We're playing next turn with our 5 mana. Not sure. Play another mountain. So still on mono red. Smoldering Werewolf. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Doesn't really do much on this board, mind you, but it's not that card. Could play this with this. Exactly. Get a thing. I think I'll just play Bloodbriar. And attack. Let's discuss a flip. 6. It's not happening quite yet. Hopefully we murder that when he flips it, and then that's a potent hit. Oh, hit us hard. Hit us pretty good here. I mean, we hit back with similar power. Plus we get to leave up our murder. I assume my play here is Foul Bloods leave up murder. And it looks like that's going to be the case. Oh. Oh, please use an aggressive on cage and I can just get you. Oh my god, yes. So perfect. Did that pre-combat because it lets my Bloodbriar attack. Well, that's pretty strong. That's pretty strong. Kinda wish I'd use my murder now. We can still clear shot and stuff. I'm gonna send some creatures in here. Grow our Gavin Hell a little. Fine. Take 2. Grab Nighthawk goes by 2. Your 2 guys die. Would love an abundant more just in the Mindbender now. That's pretty good. I actually got 7 power first strike damage now, so rather annoying. Our 5/7 can't even get through. He just double blocks it. Now if we attacked with everything there, actually that would have been okay for us. We would have had to jump here and then we would have gotten in for 5, would have gone to 1, and then Dragoon's lethal and yada yada yada. So that might not have been too crazy. That's rather good. Yeah, let's do that. Try to take out the Lancers. Nice. Very nice. Okay, now I think these are all coming at you, and if the Dragoon gets eaten by this, it grows this, and that's fine. And everything else is getting through, really. You know, you can trade the Reaver for a zombie or something. That's lethal, so wouldn't advise that. Okay, cool. Won the match in the end. Pretty tight couple games there, but the deck certainly seems to work. I'm pretty happy with it. So let's see how it fares in round 2. Round 2 here, we are on the draw, and I will be keeping this hand. We got 2 lands, and we got a turn 2 play. But if we just draw lands from here on out, our hand's pretty stacked, you know. Couldn't ask for a much better set of spells. Now that kind of tends to happen, you know. That's pretty good too. If you're low on lands, it kind of tends to happen that, you know, your hand looks pretty good because, I mean, you got extra, all the cards that aren't lands are friggin' spells. But our spells are either premium removal or straight 2-for-1s, so I'm pretty happy with them. And that's exactly what we want to be doing. There we go. Good Caller's Accomplice. If we hadn't hit that land, I would have been inclined to trade here. And still maybe, we can get this clear shot in later, but there's a good chance we get to just zap our opponent's 3-drop off here. You know what? No. I'm going to sit. There's a good chance we get to zap our opponent's 3-drop off here with this clear shot and use all our mana pretty effectively. And if not, we just trade damage and play Dragoon. Oh, I want to get rid of that. That's I actually really want to get rid of that. And I'm going to. Because that card is very annoying and it can represent anywhere between, you know, 3 and 8 damage of the rest of this game. And soak up good chunks of it as well. A lot of our stuff has 2 power for now. I mean, we would have eventually fought it with this stag as well. But I kind of want to clear it out of the way while our opponent's out of mana. Because this card is actually really potent and really annoying. Now, some of you might think that was a little bit of a waste of a clear shot. And, you know, you might be onto something there. Here we go. This is perfect. Because now, this comes at me, that's fine. But now we play Gavin and Halidor, which is just insanely well positioned against this board. Just insanely well positioned. Look at that. Perfect. No attacks here because I would like to trade this for this. I'm going to grow the Unhallowed. I don't want to try to eat this and get it die to any number of tricks. Because it's actually a pretty important part of the deck. If we don't draw a land for Stag, we can always play Dragoon and Prey Upon or Murder and Prey Upon. Oh man, all the 3-2s. 3-2s for days. Land would be delicious though. Not bad either. Not bad either. With that, I'll probably just play Dragoon and Captive. Pardon me. Captive guarantees us 5 mana next turn for Stag. Provided it survives, obviously. And currently that Stag is going to be eating that Falconwrath Reaver, I'd say. While the Maniac is a little scarier for merge purposes, you know, he can cast a Retrograde for 3 here. He's got 5 mana already, which means he can cast a Retrograde for the Reaver, you know, even if that's what he's interested in doing. Up to 1 target creature must block this turn, so this is getting traded for a Gavin. I would imagine. Yeah, that's sad. That's sad. Still, it's just essentially a 4-mana removal spell. You know, how bad is that really? Ow. And we're at 8. That is pretty low. Pretty low. Stack here tends to do a logical play. Now, if this gets unsubstantiated or something, or, you know, just the wind did or whatever, it didn't. But if it did, we were actually in really bad shape there. Now, we can chuck these 2-2s in front of under those 3-2s and have a solid late game plan with Prey Upon and Murder and flipping this into a 4-6 and hopefully just overwhelming our opponent. Because our life total is getting a little low. And it would not have been unreasonable to do this last turn, actually. In fact, maybe I just should have, because our opponent had less mana available for tricks than they do now, but let's see if this works out. Hopefully they just trade. That's good for us, I think. I think that's just good. We have Murder up here. If it's the flash card that gives hexproof, that's bad. Oh, that's pretty good. That's really good. That's actually insane. Yeah, you just if he blocks 1, we can Murder it to save it. I'm not excited about. If he only blocks 1, we can Murder to save it. Do we Murder to save it to keep our 4-3? We just make a 4-6. Probably just make a 4-6, right? I mean, double blocking would have been insane for him to do there. Probably just make a 4-6. Man, I mean, Displace is great when you have the 2 Enlightened Maniacs, but if you don't have the 2 Enlightened Maniacs, it doesn't do anything. So I'm really not a fan of that card. Yeah, let me just flip our captive here. Scared of a trick here, but it has to be done. There's a slight chance our just forgot. Or they could just be getting bounced, you know. Just a second. Hello? Yeah, that's me. Oh, bro. Yes. I do. I can start immediately, yeah. Actually, yeah. Is that the only day for interviews? Is that the only day for interviews? Okay. I'm in Galway that morning, but I could come back if the interview could be in the later afternoon, maybe. I could make it back for that. Yeah, yeah, I could. Yeah. It's just I'm in Galway in the morning, that's all. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much. Sorry about that. It's just, and again, honestly, if they do, if it's like really late, that's the ideal. But you know, I should make it back. Great. Thank you very much. Sorry about that. Just had an important phone call to take. That's all. But it seems to have forgotten, although we know we could be getting burn spelled here. It's got 1 card in hand, so it's going to be pretty special. Hopefully they just forgot about that effect, the fact that we can use this thing's mana to flip itself. Yeah, they forgot, which is great for us. That's great news. I might take this opportunity to prey upon this because we're on such a low life total and our opponent's out of cards. Prey upon so risky against a blue-red deck that while they can't pump it to make a trade, I think I will just prey upon this on our turn. Sorry about that though, I just got a little phone call there I had to take. Very unprofessional, I know. Slab murder up for our opponent's next big threat, and hopefully, you know, if they whiff a couple draws, you know, we can just kill the first thing they play, which is great news. The first thing that's obviously beginning to deal with this. Otherwise, you know, we might just beat them to death with this over the course of the game. Now, they got a lot of time with these O2 blockers here. Hopefully this is just a joke to send a message. But I will murder this if my opponent tries to come in with it. Just getting in for 3 damage? That doesn't seem very good at all. Sure. You got it, buddy. That seems terrible to me. 5 is still plenty of life. Not bad. I don't know if I agree with that play. Man, mono Enlightened Maniacs here. I gotta kill this right now. Honestly. Although we do have another Prey Upon, so that might have been a better thing to try and draw. Great draw. In the sense that almost any non-land permanent is a great draw at this stage. Uh-oh. Ah, Brent from within for the win. Okay, happens. So our opponent's got a million of those freaking ETB things. I don't know what we can really do against that, to be honest. Watching the red might be appropriate, but I don't even think so. I think we're okay. Like, our opponent had a pretty good sequence of plays with the two guys, and then I'm going to keep this, although it's very risky. We need a land. A pretty good sequence of plays with the two Enlightened Maniacs into the Flicker spell, but I mean, he's obviously built his deck around it, although I only did see those 3 Enlightened Maniacs. That's really not enough for me to be playing that Flicker spell. And if you flicker 1 Enlightened Maniac, I guess it's an instant speed 3-2. If you have one of them in play. If you have 2 of them like you had there, it's insane, obviously, but if you have one of them in play, it's an instant speed 3-2. You know, that's pretty good. Briar Bridge Patrol. This is actually a sick hand in terms of synergy if you just draw lands, because, look at that. Bloodbriar combos with clues. And Briar Bridge Patrol makes clues when it deals damage, counting things like Prey Upon and Clear Shot, which is very nice. So if we can... that hits us a little... That's okay. If we can just survive for a little while, we can really eke out a ton of advantage and make a giant Bloodbriar. And if we continue to draw lands like we are doing, that is amazing. Because next time we play Briar Bridge Patrol, right? And that's fine. But the turn after, we get to Clear Shot and Prey Upon. Clear Shot doesn't count as a fight, so our guy will be a 4-4 after. Should be pretty easy to eat 2 things with that. And get 2 clues, and then when we sack those clues the following turn, our Bloodbriar grows. And that's pretty darn potent. I don't want to trade here. Ordinarily I would do that, but in this case, no. Well, that's rather good as well. If we just sack the Briar Bridge Patrol to that afterwards, things are going pretty well for us. This tells me our opponent doesn't have a thing to do here. No? Okay. Maybe it was a bluff. Please play an Enlightened Maniac or something. Perfect. Look at this now. Honestly, I mean, I could actually just Prey Upon that. Yeah, I do actually just do this. Look, I Prey Upon this. There's no need to Clear Shot yet. Could leave up Clear Shot, mind you. But I'd much rather dig through our deck, grow this, and play a Gargoyle, which is also a pretty efficient turn. Drawing a land there is perfect. It's cost about 7. Next one we can Clear Shot and crack a clue. Very nice. Yeah, that's fine. I think we do that actually, just Clear Shot this away. keep churning through our deck, keep making these bigger. When we attack for 8 this turn, our opponent's got no good blocks. If he takes the 8, this is just lethal. So we're really pulling pretty far ahead here. Land again is the ideal draw here. Very nice. So again, you can see the deck really coming together here. Pretty nicely. If opponent blocks, I mean, if he's going to chump, he chumps the Bloodbriar, obviously. That's a terrible chump. Chump the other one. If you chump this, we get another token, dude. And we get another clue, man. Come on. Going to 8 leaves you just dead on board for the Favoring Gargoyle unless you have a flyer. So, that's not great either. Okay. I think I'm going to try play Distended Mindbender next turn. I can't play it off the... I can currently just play it off the Gargoyle, actually. But I can also play it off the Briar Brage and get an Ulvenwall Captain down. Okay, we just won. I probably would have played it off this. Try and chew up our opponent's hand a little, grow this again from sacking something, and then be off. But the deck really worked out there. And we kept a, a sketchy hand. We needed to draw lands, but we did. Here. Sorry. Coming into a pretty tight game 3 here. Our opponent's deck seems very good, but I'm really gaining faith in our deck. I think we've built, we've built a black-green sack, emerge, death matters type deck, and I'm really quite fond of it. The Bloodbriars and the Gavnian Halls are obviously pretty potent here. I did not think about the combo with our Briarbridge Patrol and the fight cards with the Bloodbriar. That's really, really good. And obviously, we only have one Bloodbriar, we only have one Briarbridge Patrol, and we only have a couple of fight cards, so drawing all of them together like that is not going to happen very often in this deck. But when it does, as you can see, it also requires your opponent not to interfere. They just bounce the Bloodbriar, it undoes a lot of our work. If they kill or bounce our Briarbridge Patrol in response to us doing a fight card, that's, really bad. But when it does happen, it's pretty oppressive, like it was in that game. I will definitely keep this. Turn 3, one of these, or one of these. This is a very good hand. Ulvenwall Captain just makes so many hands so much better. Same with the Deathcap Cultivator, that we have yet to draw him. Oof, got the combo going again, man. Got the combo. Back at it again with the combo. As you can see, all of our cards just synergize together. Gavnian Hallow, Bloodbriar, and Mockery of Nature. That is a potent little triangular cards. Now, Mockery of Nature is not the most egregious of Emerge cards, and in a lot of cases it's just going to be a 6/5. But I've seen a lot of artifacts and enchantments rolling around in this format that I wouldn't mind popping off. I've never found myself wanting for targets for this, so. Hit a Blood Mist with it a couple times yesterday on stream. For those of you that don't know, which I imagine is a lot of you, I have actually started streaming Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from twitch.tv/Stranjack, so please do head on over there. I might not be streaming this Thursday, actually, the day after you're watching this, because I have to be on the other side of the country for something. Pardon me. But generally speaking, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 8 p.m. my time, which is GMT, so that's what? Something like noon Pacific and like 3 p.m. Eastern, something like that. yeah, I kind of do themed music nights. So I did a 70s night, I did an 80s night, I did a 90s night, I did Christmas music, I did classic rock, and, you know, just hang out, jam a couple 8/4s, have a good time. What's our opponent doing here? What's your big spooky? Is it take inventory? I bet it's take inventory. Contingency plan. I hate that card. That card is terrible. Terrible card. Tagam scheming comes back and it's as awful as ever, I think, personally. Probably going to get out the Briarbridge Patrol nice and early. It matches up pretty well against what our opponent's doing. And it also means that playing Briarbridge Patrol and then the following turn attacking with it, even if it trades, we get a clue, and then we can play Bloodbriar and crack the clue in the same turn to make a 3/4, which is pretty nice. So I think Briarbridge Patrol is going to come down before the Gavnian Hallowed here. Ooh, don't have a second black for that yet, but that is a much better target for an Emerge than Mockery of Nature is. You want to cast this kind of earlier in the game so you can get 2 cards with it, really. Also, you know, because it's a freaking 5/5. But, I believe I can cast that next turn. 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can cast that next turn with the Swamp off my old captive. And while that will not pump our Bloodbriar, because we won't have had time to cast it, that might be worth it while I can still try and get 2 cards out of my opponent's hand. And I've also, if my opponent attacks me with that Wolf here, I'm pretty happy to chew up most of their turn by trading for the Briarbridge Patrol, honestly, because we get the clue for the Bloodbriar. In addition, I'm not entirely happy about sacking the Wolf captive because it does have such late game potential, but I mean, all of the cards in our hand are late game cards anyway. So, you know, we're kind of not really too worried about that. And getting the Mindbender, like, when we can ideally get 2 cards, I mean, it's currently not overly likely, if I'm honest, but getting a 5/5 then is no joke either, to be honest. Like, Dream here is like a clear shot or a Prey Upon. No more cooking. Also, the whole Mindbender thing is contingent on drawing a Swamp, which is, you know, far from likely. And we didn't, see. Like I said, gonna come in with this. If it trades for this, that's fine with me. If it gets in, I probably just play, I don't know, Gavnian Hallowed, or yeah, Gavnian Hallowed. Could play Mockery of Nature, but doesn't have any targets. Actually, couldn't even play Mockery of Nature down the mana for it. Yeah, no blocks is not that surprising. Might be better to play Bloodbriar here, actually. I think it is better to play Bloodbriar here, because we can Mindbender next turn with the Swamp. I mean, the Gavnian Hallowed blocked the Eldrazi Horror, whereas the Bloodbriar doesn't, but not too fussed about that. I'll take the hit I'll take the 3 damage. You know, it's not really that bad. So it's 3 or less and 4 or greater. Yeah, come at me. Come at me. Now we're looking for a Swamp. Swamp will be great here. Just great. Oh boy. If he's got that stupid Flicker spell, I really want to get it out of his hand right now. That's still pretty good. I think I'm going to play that. I think this is a free attack again, actually. I don't think we're trading here. And if we do, it's not bad. Yeah, I didn't think so. Let's just play 8 of the Horrid Swarm now. Make a 3/4, a 4/4, and 2 1/1s. We're a little constrained by our mana here. We've only actually missed 1 drop, but we've only missed 1 actual mana drop, so we're not that constrained, obviously. But good. Swamp off the top. Don't play anything. Swamp off the top. Make that cast trigger off this bad boy, off of this thing. Screw you, get out of here, grow you. Drain you out of rescues. Okay, fine. So we're only getting one thing with this. I assume this isn't a land. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. Well, we can play that Hallowed now, which makes blocking with these much better. And then we say go. We hit up a grind fest here. You know, our opponent is eventually going to flicker these two Enlightened Maniacs, I'd imagine, to make more 3/2s. But we have a 3/4, 4/4, and a 2/4, so those 3/2s are not that scary to us currently. That's a little scary. That's probably going to have to get clear shot into murder or something at some stage. Still digging for that swamp. Still would love a swamp. There it is. So how much mana do we actually have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can actually cast this with one of the insect tokens. And I'm going to do that. Show me your hand. Hopefully it's not a land, because whatever it is, I'm going to take it. Unless you can cast it in response. He does have 2 mana. You can't cast that. Ha 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 ha. Good. Because that would have been annoying. Get that out of there. Grow this. Grow this. Get a 5/5. Put pressure on. Now we're talking. I think get in with the 4/4. Maybe. Maybe get in with the 4/4. Do get in with the 4/4. He can block with this and this, and then we kill. In that case, we kill the Geist, I think. And what happens then is this just grows, which is good. Oh, we can kill both of those. I kill both of those then? Yep, kill both those. And I'm happy about that. Make it 4/6. We have another 4/6 lying here in the Ultimate Wild Captive, which is worth noting. We can play the Unhallowed. If our opponent doesn't crack that clue this turn, which obviously now they're going to, but you know, if they had another artifact or enchantment, we can really get them with the Mockery of Nature. Otherwise, we're probably just going to cast it with one of those tokens or something at some stage for 8. Especially after we flip this, we'll have 1,000,000 mana. But I want to get this Argavni Unhallowed down because it makes all our attacks amazing. Because as things die, you know, this 5/5 gets in, he goes boom, boom. We're like, cool. It's actually not that good trade for this. But I mean, my thing was we would then get, you know, a 3/5 and a 5/7, and things just start to snowball out of control, and that's kind of what the deck's trying to do. I don't really want to just cast that Mockery of Nature because the death triggers are so good for us. I'd rather, I mean, we're miles away from casting it for 9 anyway, but I'd rather emerge it out of the token for 8 if I could. That'd be the dream. And then we're not far away from that at all. You know, we forget something. I mean, this can flip with itself next turn, and then that adds 2 mana. If we just draw 2 lands, we'll also have 8 mana. We don't need to have our big 4/6, which is pretty nice too. But this game is still anybody's. We've stalled a little bit here, but I think we're better equipped to grow and grow and go over the top than our opponent is. I'm just going to pull this up over here. Opponent's frozen here, so much so that I may have to pause the recording. Our opponent hasn't disconnected or anything, they just... Oh, he has lost connection to the game. So that's going to bode pretty well for him, for the reason I'm about to show you, is that our opponent has 3 minutes left on their clock. So even if we don't end up winning this game through the natural game, the way the game's going to progress, I doubt our opponent is going to be able to kill us through this board with this life total with one card in hand that they just drew in 3 minutes after reconnecting. So we'll see, but I'm going to pause now and wait for them to come back. I assume this is an internet issue that they've, and then, you know, not just that they walked away and closed the client, which is also possible and happens if sometimes people think they're going to lose. But this is not the kind of board state where I think that would happen. You know, our opponent is certainly behind here, I think, but I don't think it's an untenable situation. You know, we could definitely cheat out some wins with this thing. So we'll see where it goes. It'll be an instant for you, but I'm probably going to be sitting here for a little while. Okay, that's going to be all she wrote, evidently. So we're going to go ahead into the finals of this 8-4, which is happy days. And I'll see you guys there. Sorry for the weird end to round 2, but, you know, I think we might have won that game anyway. Okay, I've kept this hand. It doesn't actually have a lot to do as it sits, but, you know, it's very slow. But if we draw either, you know, cards we can, you know, two or three drops or lands, which we drew a land of, the hand's good, provided our opponent's start isn't blazingly quick, which doesn't seem like it's going to be. Which is good because ours doesn't need that. We still have time to draw a 3-drop and then we're in good shape. But, you know, even if the first turn thing we play is a Gathering Hallowed and then we fight a Stag off of a Sigarden Priest, I think that's fine for us. Magic Online had a little bit of a hiccup there when our opponent lost to time. It never came up saying that they lost to time. And then when I left I had to turn the client off and come back in, and then the round wouldn't start properly, and then I had to turn the client off and come back in again, and that brought us into the game. So got there in the end. I'm probably going to be clear-shotting that Dongriff because I don't have many other ways to answer it, really. Opponent off their second color so far. You know, assuming there is one. You are late to work, my friend. I guess I can stag that, and I probably will do that, actually. Though if our opponent's gonna... Yeah, fine. If our opponent's gonna Truth Fix Enter that up, next turn's gonna be more clear shot Ghoul Caller's Accomplice type stuff. If it doesn't do it this turn, like, you know, clear shot an instant. Oh gosh, that's scary. Although, how many transform cards can I really have? Well, you're good too. Eventually, I could have Somberwald stagged and clear shot it in response to its trigger to make it bigger to survive the fights, but, you know, at this stage, I'm probably just gonna. Oh, that vigilance is really annoying on that tapper. Our life total is getting pretty low. Maybe you shouldn't have attacked him this. Well, now the stag's just fighting that thing. No way, that's not what we're doing. I'm gonna have to just draw a murder for this or something. So thankfully our Mockery of Nature is looking pretty good here. Yep. What do you tap? Yeah. And the only thing here, because this thing has vigilance, we can actually attack and then tap this, which means we can't really block it. Though at some stage we get to play Gathering Hallowed and sack this and this and this. Provided we don't die, which is not a given. Sack this and this and this and this rather, and get 3 triggers, make these guys into 5/7s and get 3 3/2s out, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. Yeah, just dump it around this turn. Those equipments are pretty scary. Like I said, the Mockery of Nature goes a long way here. Any creature we can play as well is good with this Evangel. You can do it at instant speed, so play a creature, pass the turn, tap the Evangel and make it. You know, he tries to tap a creature, we tap it. Evangel in response, sack that creature, and a bunch of other stuff, and make our Gavany on Hallad's Gigantic, and get a bunch of 3/2s. Again, provided he doesn't just kill us, because we're on 8. We've got 4 cards in hand, you know, so. Far from out of the woods just yet. Big scary 4/4. Okay. Oh god, now he taps something? God, this is really bad. Holy cow, this is bad. Holy cow, that's bad. That's bad too. I mean, these are getting sacked, so... We're not in good shape here. Our opponent's left is pretty low as well, so... Got that going for us at least. He's playing some strong equipments though, if I'm honest. And the vigilance on that priest is very annoying. Very, very annoying. Essentially turns it into the Fiend Hunter. Not Fiend Hunter, the Fiend guy. The guy from this set, the 4-mana 3/2 that taps something when it attacks. So that's optional. And it can, and you know, all that stuff. It's just way potent combo, potent combo. I mean, it's a 3-card combo to make it a 4/4. So. Okay. You were late to work. You would have been so good to have that last turn. Because we're in a real solid equipment deck. I forget that would happen. No? Really? Just going to 5? I don't know how I feel about that, but I know that's good for you. I actually have so many tokens to throw right now that make my Hallowed so gigantic. He attacks with this, I'm like bop. Attacks with this, I'm like bop bop. Attacks with this, I'm like bop. 4 of my creatures die. I get a 10-12. Murders are good, Prey Ponds are good. You know, anything but lands is good, really. Abundant Maw is great. Distended Mindbender at this stage of the game probably doesn't do very much, but you know, it just is a 5/5. Keyword ability big, you know. You dead? 4 blockers, block 4 things, you're currently dead. No, you're not, you got a 1. Ugh. I mean, everything on your board dies pretty much. Except for your Brazen Wolves. He's getting tap happy here. I think he taps the 2 biggest things and then finds a way to force through 4 damage. Shouldn't be that difficult. Our blocks are getting worse and worse as the game goes on, so as his board gets bigger and bigger. Look at that. That is what I wanted to see right there. What we do now is pass. Yeah, that's it. We get our opponent to overextend now. Or we actually just zap us the Garden Priest now. What I was going to do is I was going to try to get my opponent to attack and try to attack the square that would kill us and then save us with the murder and then kill him with this. Can we kill him if we attack with everything and murder or something? Attack with everything and murder this. He has 2 blockers. Yeah, we just win if that's the case then, don't we? Yeah, 3 things get in. I'm going to try to just win, I think. By murdering this Brazen Wolves. Cool. I was going to wait for my opponent to try and overextend, but I realized that I could have just attacked in 1. So I attacked in 1. Keep this. Good hand. Potent hand. Don't have the 4-drop to go quite off with this, but you know, we get to cast 2 things on turn 5. We'll obviously have dropped some of these by then, but if we draw that Briar Bridge Patrol, the 2 Briar cards combo very well together. Oh, sorry, we have Gavian Hallowed. How did I not spot that? Yeah, we can just play Gavian Hallowed on turn 3 into Emrakul's Evangel and then combo that with Blood Briar, and that's extraordinarily potent. Don't know how I didn't spot that. Yeah, you got it, buddy. Nice and slow. Take it nice and slow. Sacking this plus this, you know, gives us 2 3/2s, puts 2 counters on this, 2 counters on this. That is pretty strong. Obviously, I'd like to draw even more things to do. Like, ideally, we draw like another Galvanian Hallowed here or something like that. That would be insane. Oh, well, that's fine. It's not that bad. Yeah, we just play the Evangel then. It's no big deal. Oh my. That's rather strong. Get this back. It's really good. Good board presence for turn 5, I think. Seems strong. Opponent concedes. We win the 8-4. We take it down for MTGO Academy. Thank you all for joining me. I have been Dennis with a very sick, very synergistic black-green, Saki, graveyardy deck, emergy type deal. And thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. And as I bathe in my 8-packs and QP.